Hi, everybody. Welcome on in. My name's Tanya. And clearly, we have the sillies before we even get started today. Welcome. Thank you to LogitechG for having us. Happy Black History Month. Thank you to Brian, CB, and Confetti for hanging out with me and letting me run.
No, no, already? No.
What?
Me
What?
and CB can't be in the same room together.
Exact same time. Exact same time.
Can we have
gonna
a clip
say,
of that? Can we have a
Please
clip of
clip
that?
that.
Somebody please clip that.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
We can't even get through the introductions. Hi, I'm Tanya. I'm your GM today. You know what? You all just introduce yourselves while we try to get it together, and then we'll talk about why we're here today. And going to my right is Brian, or my left actually on the screen, but Brian, who are you? Who are you playing? What are you doing here?
I am Brian, aka Urban Bohemian, variety streamer here on Twitch. Really happy for LogitechG having us for Black History Month, and tonight, this evening, this afternoon, whatever. I am playing Quinn, a human rogue.
All right, CB.
Hello. First of all, Automod, well, we're gonna fight. Secondly, hi, my name is Omega Jones, also known as Critical Bard. My pronouns are he and they. I'm an active vocalist, tabletop professional, hot mess incarnate, jack of all trades, master of like 3 of them. And today, I am playing Nazan, who is a Talvashoth warrior.
All right, Confetti.
Hi, everybody. I am MiladyConfetti. I am a variety content creator, mostly playing cozy and horror games. But today I am playing Sarah, who is a Dalish elf.
Ooh,
Mage.
fun.
Yes.
And your pronouns and Sarah's, please.
She, her.
All right, and I am your GM, Cypher of Tier. I'm playing all of your NPCs, which includes Inquisitor Fenris, who I brought out of retirement from a show that I did ages ago, and other NPCs that you may know throughout Thedas. So let's see what happens. I normally play D&D with Brian on Sundays on Rebels Waterdeep, do a little bit of variety, and variety lately has been, and CB's going to fall out, Fortnite. What was that?
I don't know.
I just hold on. Where's my phone? I gotta check the temperature in hell. Hold on a second.
Oh,
Okay.
They added Geralt. It was
Okay.
all over for me. They added Geralt. Don't forget, we also need to do a stream where you narrate me playing Fork Knife.
Oh, that's right. I have to learn. I have to practice my esports.
esports.
My shout casting or something. I get lessons. It's okay.
It's all right. So we are raising money for We Excel for Black History Month, and this is something that's fun. We Excel does not have a Twitter. I checked. I tried to tag them, but they are a Bay Area nonprofit trying to get young folks into production and creativeness and other things early. So that's what we're raising money for. And if we hit $500, Backstage has told me that we have a giveaway if we hit 500 bucks raised. So we're starting at 300. Make sure that if you've got any change in the couch, you got a few bucks. It is Friday, could be payday for some people. If you got a few bucks, we'll be doing a giveaway. As we get closer to $500, I may even tell you what it is. So it's something cool. You might even see them on the stream if you look hard enough at one of our players.
It's CB, isn't it?
No, we're not giving away CB. Stop doing that, 1900s.
Oh,
Hey, you're right on that one.
all right now. Okay.
This is what happens when all of us are in a room together virtually. Just so
It
you all
just got
know.
so real. Okay.
So, with that fun note, who's ready to go to Thedas?
Let's do this. I'm ready.
Also, the command is WeXL, exclamation mark, or exclamation WeXL, or exclamation donate to get the link so you can give some money to this excellent charity while we do this. All right. So, ready?
Let's do this.
I'm excited.
All right. This is where my nerdiness and my penchant for fan fiction come into play for a good cause.
Heck yeah.
Not that kind of fan fiction. This is not my channel.
Oh.
Brian is like, why did I agree to this? Why? So, the three of you are Inquisition agents. You've been with the Inquisition since it started. The fateful day in Haven where Corypheus attacked you, and well, it didn't go pretty good for the Inquisitor or folks there. You all trudged from Haven to where you now call home, Skyhold, a fortress in the mountains. And just for fun, I'm going to show you all this fortress.
Ooh.
Yes.
Could we sing the song?
What song?
Like when they're all sad and they sing this, like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't know the song.
I know the song. I can't sing. So that's not going to happen for me.
I honestly play the game. I played the game up to that point because I'm like, that moment always gets me.
You all, CB has a singing voice. I've heard you sing Confetti.
You heard me sing Liliana's Lullaby one time, and I never did it again.
Wow. We've been on for 13 minutes.
So sorry to derail. We trudged through the cold to Skyhold.
As you can see, this is Skyhold on the screen. If you all are looking at the stream, that is your fortress. That is your home, and it's been your home for quite a while. With the Inquisitor, a lot of characters that you all have met and on occasion interact with, depending on your role in the organization. If you have reports for the army, you'll often talk to Commander Rutherford. If you have anything spy related, you'll talk to Liliana. A lot of people are like, she's weird, she's super religious, and she kind of gives me a funny vibe. Like, she may kill me or may thank me. So a lot of people don't really talk to her. There is a rather fashionable gentleman, complains constantly about being cold. That would be Dorian Altus Pappas. He is from the south, from Teventer. This is not his jam. He is not a cold weather boy at all. He is also a mage. If you have any kind of diplomatic missives, you often give them to Ambassador Montier. Is a small Antiban woman, is always walking around with a clipboard, and you wonder how she doesn't burn herself or the Inquisition down with this clipboard that always has a burning candle somehow. What else? Who else would you interact? Of course, there's Iron Bull. So, CB, your character and Bull have some interesting conversations because you are a Talbashoth, but the Iron Bull is a Kunari mercenary, and he works for the Kun and the Ben Hasrith, that is their spy network. So, but you all are friends. You've been with the Inquisition a while, and it is early one morning. You all are at breakfast in the hall. You all have been summoned to see the Inquisitor personally. So as you all are sitting around having breakfast after getting the summons, what do you all look like, and what is it you think the Inquisitor might want of you? Well, first, what do you all look like?
Well, Sarah is a Dalish elf who is taller than CB, way taller. Has long silver hair, very long silver hair, and green eyes and freckles.
So wait, are we talking IRL CB or a Talvashoth CB? Because a Talvashoth CB would actually be taller than CB
Actually,
IRL.
Yeah, it's about to get real.
CB. No, let's just say she's like 6 foot. Six foot.
So you're tall for an elf. Okay, got it.
First rule of TTRPG: make your character taller than you are.
Got it. So you're a taller elf. Got it. Who wants to go next?
I can go. Yes. Excuse me.
And what is your character's name?
Of course, yes. Before you is an individual known as Nazan. They are racial-wise Kunari, but they are Talbashoth, as we have discussed. They are quite tall, probably along the lines of like 7, almost 8 feet. They tall boy. Quite buff, quite thick, I should say, quite bulky. They wear worn, dull, heavy plate armor. They have these silvery greenish eyes, these long, thick horns jutting out from their forehead, kind of curving and going to the back. to a nice little point. They have on their back, hoisted, holstered ish, whatever, a big old heavy two-handed axe that has two big old axe blades on the side. Also, kind of crude, clearly has been used quite a lot. Got bags under their eyes, quite angular in their face, but still thick, squared off. And yes, big himbo. They probably think that the Inquisitor needs an idea of what meat to eat for breakfast because they are probably indecisive, and I love to eat. So yeah, that's what I think I'm called for right now. Himbo
Okay.
time.
Okay. 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 Never least.
So Quinn is like the lone human of this group, tall, but not as tall as either Sarah or Navan. Tall, dark-skinned, long hair done in dreadlocks. He's wearing leather, and it's like the best version of camouflage. It's like the browns and muddled greens of the forest, and behind him is on his back is his bow and a quiver of arrows, and he's decked out with a dagger and short sword, and he's just slowly eating breakfast. And I, is th- is Varric around? Is this a joke? Why are we
Uh,
here?
I don't see any meat on your plate.
I could get meat if it would make you happier.
It would.
Quinn dishes up some meat on his plate.
Good. Big old smack on the back, and he'll go sit down.
All right. And Sarah, what do you think the Inquisitor might want you there for? You're muted.
Sorry, I forgot.
It's okay.
I was gonna say, well, I'm good here with my veggies, so I'm not going to have any meat on my plate. Inquisitor, I'm not sure. I'm just here. I just want to eat my salad for breakfast.
Okay. So you all are good. You've got, your meat and now your extra meat because it was insisted upon for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to eat breakfast pretty much in peace, but eventually another page is there kind of like looking impatiently at your group, kind of like, y'all lollygagging? What's good?
Is can we just go in?
The page, like, just, yes, and so from the Great Hall, there's a door up to the left side, and you go up like 2 flights of stairs, and the door is open actually to the Inquisitor's office / living quarters, and you are ushered in. There's a table there. It's kind of a multi-purpose room where there's clearly a sleeping area that's now partitioned off, but there is a desk and a couch and things to receive people. So you are shown to the table. There's tea and water if you would like it. One advantage of being in the mountains, there's always snow to melt for water. So none of you are ever thirsty.
Oh, I was about to pour tea. Oh,
You
like,
can pour
we're just
tea.
like in general. Oh, okay, yeah.
No, you can go in and the page waves you and it's like, I know you just had breakfast, but if you'd like some more tea or some fruit, the Inquisitor will be out in a moment.
Nazan totally is like double fisting some duck meat, but like a whole roasted duck.
Okay, there's not a whole duck here. This is like the continental breakfast. This is the continental breakfast.
No, Quinn just looks over like, did you bring that in with you?
Yeah.
Did you stick a duck in your pocket?
Yeah.
That is not appropriate. We are meeting with the Inquisitor.
Wildly inappropriate.
Listen, if you want me to be useful, you expect me to have some food on my belly. And I got a big one. I'm sorry, I'm not. You go around and you're all sneaky and stuff, but like I need
Sarah just turns and just sips the tea and it's just like, that black auntie. Oh.
Can you at least finish it before the Inquisitor shows up?
Fine. guess whatever.
Now you have duck all over your face, just so you
I
know.
surely do.
And that's some of the greasiest fowl out there too. Just like
You're
Oh,
I take
Inquisitor.
some of the
no.
grease and like grease up my horns. Good.
All right. And as you are like I almost said something real bad, and it's not my channel. As you are greasing your horns, I think we broke. I was about to say something else entirely, but this is better.
Not the saying go on, no.
I need this again. Okay.
I'm
Oh,
so sorry,
man.
Logitech.
The
Please
fans
stop.
are
Thank you, Giselle. Logitech, please don't cancel my contract.
Thank you for that duck fat donation. We appreciate it.
Yes. Hey.
Oh my god. So while you are doing this, an elven man comes out. He's dressed in armor. He is not dressed like in the soft robes of nobles that you've seen around. And he has long white hair. It's pulled back in a braid. You've seen a lot of the officers wear so their hair doesn't get in the way in the field. But what's striking is the marks that are on his chin, on his neck. You can see them on his hands as well. And for the mage in the party, you know that's lyrium. This man is branded in pure lyrium. And he looks, kind of stern, a little tired, surprising because most elves don't really give away that kind of exhaustion. And he said, "Did you all have a good breakfast?"
some of us more than others.
Yep.
And he
Looks over
just
to Nazar.
he just peers at Nazar. Is that animal fat?
It's shiny.
All right.
Yeah.
I got a -1 in communication. Let's go.
Oh my
And he just
gosh.
kind of he pours himself some tea and just sits there and he's like, "This was a bad idea. Do you have any idea why I asked you all to join me this morning?"
You
In-
came here to find out.
Yes, Inquisitor. Are you sure this isn't one of Javeric's jokes? You're sure?
Of whose jokes?
Never mind.
Varric. Varric knows better than to joke.
Then
Unless he wants to eat his crossbow for breakfast.
Well, that might be all he gets because I think they're all out of duck. But we would love to know the reason we have been summoned here.
Yes.
And he steeples his fingers. So you may or may not be aware of a very special prisoner that we have in the dungeon. Is that a
Okay.
yes or a no?
No.
I want to say yes, but I don't think I should lie to you.
Yeah, lying to me is not good.
So no.
No.
So you all know about the Mage Templar War, I take it.
Yes.
Yes.
Totally.
Actively avoid that one.
Mages. Magic people.
And so we have the one who started it all, known to many as Anders. To some, yes. To some, he's known as the Kirkwall Butcher. To others, he has saved their lives many times over. They've even named their children after him. Oh, hello. We got a donation. Thank you, Grey Ghost. From somewhere, a bell chimed. And an angel got their wings. And he's pacing as he starts filling you in on, he doesn't want to assume you all know the history of Kirkwall. And while many people want him quite dead or made tranquil, he's actually found a use for curing the blight. And the blight is something, if we can cure it, we can maybe get the wardens back on our side.
Ooh.
The wardens, now as it stands, are scattered between here and Orlais. We have someone who says he's a Grey Warden,
Mhm.
but I'm not 100% sure about it.
And
Manages-
how did he?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and how did he come across this cure for the blight?
Research being possessed trips into the Fade.
Dangerous lines to walk.
It is. Well, that's why he's in prison and you're not.
So, so do you want us to like go and interrogate him or something, or are we going to like, I don't know, act blight stuff?
You're not going to do blight stuff because then you'll wind up as a Grey Warden, and that's either a very short career or a long career where it goes badly after about 20, 25 years.
Yeah, I don't want that.
So you're not going to do blight stuff, but what I do need from you is an herb called Felandris, which our Dalish friend here may be familiar with.
I am. You can explain it better than me.
I'm certain that Sarah knows, but perhaps for the rest of us, you might explain what this is.
Do I like sprinkle it on duck? No, okay.
No, it is a rare plant that grows in various specific places in the hinterlands and in other areas like the Frostbacks or the Vimmark Mountains, but I don't want to go back to the Vimmark Mountains ever again.
Ever.
No. That's where we found Crayfish to begin with. But you need the Felandris, but it also needs to be touched by the blight.
And that's where we come in, I'm assuming.
No, that is where our prisoner comes in because he's bored at.
Got it.
But we need the Felandris so he can give it his blood or something. I'm not a mage. I didn't quite understand everything he told me he needed to do, but
Yeah. Okay.
an old associate of mine explained how this could work. Between his Fade research, but the mage I tolerate in the Rotunda, the bald elf, better than other elves, but that's another story. Between their research, the blighted Felandris, and some other herbs that we may already have here, he claims he can cure the blight, but he needs these things, and we can't exactly let him wander off on his own, because if he doesn't just run for it, other people may just kill him.
So,
you go, small
so
one.
you wish us to escort him, and if he runs, then kill him, yes?
I might
Or
take
would you
that.
rather us just save the time? I'm sorry, perhaps I spoke out of turn. So this prisoner who started a war and is known as the Butcher of Kirkwall, we are going to provide him with materials for some magical experiment.
No, a magical cure, and if he fails in the cure, then I will rip his heart out of his out of his chest. I'm sure you've heard of the thing that I can do, correct?
Yeah.
We've heard many things.
Yeah. I don't want that.
I would rather not see it in person, or depending on this person's demeanor, perhaps I would. I don't honestly know.
Oh, there are plenty that I can demonstrate it on, because I'll be joining you in the field.
Oh.
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 Okay. Yeah. So 4 of us plus Butcher go out to hinterlands, find herb for duck, but it has to be touched by blight. He helps with blight stuff, and if he fails, you do your heart rippy thing.
Except he's staying here.
Oh.
I know what Felandris looks like.
Oh.
And then he like actually rifles on his desk and holds up like a drawing of Felandris. Basically, it looks like a weird aloe plant is the best way I can explain it. except it's like grayish green brown. It looks like it's half dead anyway, and I'm sure that's not the right actual description. No one come for me.
So everything I just said, but instead of him going, it's you going.
Correct.
Thank you. I win. One for me.
What do you think you win?
Please don't say a duck.
Nope. I'm just going up.
It's not a competition. We wish to serve the Inquisition, and as Inquisitor, I suppose that we wish to help you. So, all right.
Okay.
You can stop. Wow, Logitech shamed me with giving me a picture.
Oh, it do look like it's half dead though. Okay, like for
so-
real. Like,
So I wasn't
that's like
entirely
some deer
wrong.
antlers just sticking out of the row. Like that's okay.
Wow, thanks, Sabai. I know it's you. Thanks. But so I wasn't 100% wrong. Anyway, back into character. And you notice once the Inquisitor's been pacing, you notice that there is a very large sword, like Cloud Strife large compared to the size of this elf, in a rack in the corner of the room.
I tend to not question another man about their swords.
They're a mage though.
Oh.
Templar?
No, Fenris is a two-handed warrior, canonically.
Ah. With lyrium though.
You said it.
Yeah, I think Nazan is definitely staring at it, but he's not like staring at it at a sense like he's coveting it. He's just more like, oh, shiny. That's cool, but he prefers his axe. That's still cool though. Ugh.
Oh, I mean, there's weapons around the room. The armor the Inquisitor is wearing is not for show. This is not like fancy go to the ball armor. This is some I go out in the field with my people armor.
So he ready to knuck if you buck. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, Fenris fought his way to freedom from Deventer, so he ain't afraid of nobody. You know, there is that magical green thing in his hand, though, which actually, that reminds me, Sarah, since you are a mage, do you notice the green glow coming from the Inquisitor's hand?
I think I would, because I think like Sarah in this whole interaction is sorry, my camera lag. Is just very observant. Just has a this question, just observing. It's like, oh, okay. As she like stirs the tea, sips it. Okay.
So I wish you had an actual mug so we can make a gif.
Well, I have a candle. I miss Tabitha's candle.
Oh my god.
Sip.
Oh my god.
Don't make a gif out of that. Please don't drink candles.
So, Sarah, you actually, as the Inquisitor's pacing, you get a sense of the fade from that mark in his. Do you say anything about it?
Yes.
All right, what do you say?
I say, Sarah would say, I sense the fade coming from you.
And he stops and he holds up his hand, and there's just this sickening green that then envelops the whole room. And it looks like he has this giant cut in his hand, but clearly it's not. But there's a mark in his hand, and that's where the sense of the fade is coming from.
Is it bright when it envelops the room?
Oh yeah, you know when you would come across rifts in the game, and they'd be that bright, sickening green.
Okay,
that is
That's
the
what I'm
color
picturing.
green. Yeah,
and it is not typical for someone to just be harnessing the power of the fade.
absolutely not.
And have we ever seen this before? At this
I mean, you would have seen the rift in the sky.
yeah.
Yeah, this math is now mathing, and Quinn is not saying a word.
Actually, luckily, I just tweeted a picture of the fade rift today.
Oh, nice.
So yes, so the picture I'm about to put in chat, you all would have seen, and that is the shade of green coming from. And he grimaces and closes his palm, and the green goes away. Yes, the mark is what allows me to close the rifts that we're coming across. It is a tie to the fate directly.
Let's hope it doesn't consume you.
Well, that was something I've never thought about. And he just kind of stares at you. Like that thought has never crossed his mind.
Just some food for thought.
I've had that thought ever since I woke up with this thing in my hand.
Yeah.
And the Seeker told me it will probably kill me. But I'm too ornery to die right now.
So, do we go now? Do you have like a? Could we like go through one of those things to get?
No.
I don't think so. No, I thought
You will
not.
die. Will die. It's
Yeah, I
bad.
thought-
So yeah, yes. Inquisitor, when do we leave?
Meet me downstairs in a half hour.
Ooh, just enough time to get more breakfast.
So when you enter and exit Skyhold, there's a very steep stairway that leads right into the Great Hall. So basically, if you leave the way you would have come in to get breakfast, you will meet him outside by the steps.
Double fist and pastries.
So many stairs.
Look, this
You
is why
want me to carry
everybody.
you?
This is why everybody in Inquisition got a nice butt.
Listen, Donk City.
As
That
you
was the
all,
original name of Skyhold before they,
Yep. As you all are making your way and milling around and getting more breakfast, do you talk to anyone else? Do you see if anyone notices you all? Because while the Inquisitor going in the field isn't unusual, he usually goes with, like one of his field generals or someone else of a slightly higher rank, or one of his kind of council of people like either Bull or Dorian. Do you talk to anybody? You've got about 20 minutes or so.
I would like to talk to Liliana.
same.
All right, so you're in luck. Liliana has not gone back to her roost. Otherwise, you'd have 3 flights of stairs to climb before you get back out. But you've caught her still having breakfast with everyone else for once. I won't make you walk up 3 flights of stairs because she's like in the upper part of Skyhold.
Right.
And just so us know, I
Fine.
don't think I want them. I'll be heading on to go talk to Bull. Just so us know.
Okay, is anyone going to talk to our poor Altus?
Aw.
How sulky is he today? I don't know.
Oh, Dorian's fine. Dorian is like actually kind of like checking you all out, wondering where Fenris could be going with you. He's actually kind of nosy himself.
That tracks.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I would love to check in with Dorian as well because there is questions of a magical nature, but I want to check in with Liliana first.
Okay, so we're gonna go Sarah, Quinn, Nazar, and then we will leave. So, Sarah, what did you want to talk to Liliana about?
I want to talk to if Liliana knows anything more about the Inquisitor and the Mark of the Fade.
So do you just come up and say hi? Have you interacted with Liliana before? Would she know who you are?
Yes.
Okay.
We've been on adventures together.
She gives you a respectful nod and is sipping her tea and reports. Oh, I see that Inquisitor Hawk is taking you today.
Yeah. Just getting strange vibe from him. Do you know his story?
Do you mean as Inquisitor, as
Inquisitor?
Well, and she actually does look around to see if Fenris is anywhere nearby. Look, it's not hard to find information, Inquisitor, if you talk to our dwarven friend over there, but the short story is he was the companion of the champion of the wall, Hawk. They rode off together once Hawk was tired of being Viscount, and What I haven't figured out is why they were at the conclave and how he, of all people, that mark in his hand. He's not a mage. He's not Andrastian. In fact, he hates. And he's still here being
Mm.
probably because Varric wore him down.
And do we know anything about the Mark of the Fade beyond that just this Inquisitor has it?
Well, he's the only one that can close the Fade Rifts.
Right.
We're not sure exactly where it came from, what it's doing to him, but he's still alive. We frankly thought he was going to die.
Yeah. Thank you, Liliana. Enjoy the rest of your tea.
And she just gives you a nod and goes back to her reports. Quinn, what would you like to talk to our favorite Altus about?
Quinn would like to know if, from a magical perspective, if the things that this prisoner Anders suggest makes sense, or are we on a wild goose chase?
So I ask you the same thing. Would Dorian know who you are? Have you interacted with him previously, or are you just kind of cold calling him?
Dorian probably would have noticed Quinn, because Quinn's kind of fine. But
Oh, really?
in general, Quinn would have probably been more dealing with like Scout Harding and Liliana. But since Sarah's already checked in with Liliana, like we're getting info, it makes sense to ask. Yes, from a magical perspective, does what this Anders proposes sound like it can happen?
And he looks up from his book. He's actually reading a treatise on magical theory when you approach him. And he's already got a glass of wine because that's how he rolls. And he looks, oh, Quinn, hello. And he waves you to sit down and offers you wine as well if you'd like some.
Done and done.
And he makes a note of where he is in the book. I told you about my friend Felix. Say no, it's
Like you can see Quinn is nodding, yes, but his eyes are saying absolutely not.
and he just gives you that same kind of smile back. It's fine. I don't expect people to remember everything. The unfortunate part is Quinn. Your Quinn. It's early. That's why I drink so early in the morning. Felix contracted the blight. And with his father, Alexius Aaron, we prolonged his life far further than it should. Someone with blight sickness. And this is without becoming a warden. So, from everything I've read and researched, what Anders proposes could actually work. I don't know the theory he's planning to apply, what configuration, going with Serenities, or if he's going with Calisthenes' fifth law of configuration. And he starts rambling onto magical theory that you would probably not A, know or be interested in. And when he realizes you kind of checked out, he's like, sorry. I forget that.
Pretty man says fancy words. That's all I got.
and he actually leans over and touches you like on the hand in that very friendly, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to bore you way.
Listening to you is never boring. It's simply that I believe you are speaking at levels that I can no longer follow.
Well, the long and short of it is feasible, but I'd have to see his reasons. As to why you need tainted Felandris specifically, I don't quite know, but should you be successful in your mission and bring us Felandris, I am to oversee magical parts of his work or cure.
So, it at least sounds like we're not going on a wild duck chase.
Duck
Good.
chase?
Sorry, breakfast. It's on the mind. Goose. I meant goose. Thank you.
Don't chase geese. And actually, he slips the book into a pouch on his belt. Actually, I think I might join you unless Fenris tells me otherwise. And you note that he called him Fenris, not Inquisitor.
I feel as though many hands make light work, especially in the field. So if the Inquisitor and Quinn emphasizes the Inquisitor as he says it,
Uh,
wishes another member to go with us, I think that would be wonderful. But that, of course, is his decision.
well, hopefully he'll be in the mood to tolerate an Altus today. Are you okay?
That was I was not expecting that. Nice.
Oh, okay. But he joins you in whatever you're doing before you all go out and meet Fenris. And last but not least, Nazar, what are you? Nazan, I'm sorry, I keep saying Nazar.
All good. Yeah, I think Nazan heads to find Iron Bull, and if there's steps, he got the down for it. He'll keep going up them steps. And he has had a one or two conversations with Iron Bull, but I don't think they've had a lot. Considering Bull is still Konari, and I am Tavashoth. So there's not a lot we talk about. But I think just as far as helping the Inquisitor, they probably share, just notes and other things that are important. So he will find Iron Bull. Again, he got a nice, he got two of them, two double fists and some pastries. And he goes, one.
And Bull just kind of gives you a quizzical look. The one eye is staring at you. Sure.
So I guess sometimes it's easier to talk with food. And he'll like hand him the one of the pastries.
And Bull starts eating, but he's very much in Ben Hasrith mode, like spy mode has clicked on. Because he's like, okay, this is weird. And I ask you, have you interacted with Bull before?
Yeah, I think it's like I said, a little bit. Like as far as I don't think we talk a lot, but we're both assisting, even though he's much higher rank. I think both of us have assisted the Inquisitor in some way, shape, or form. So as far as just sharing notes and information with each other, but with that, he'll go, so small one, Magic Lady, and me, and also Mr. Riss. We're all going to hinterlands to find some herb that we can't put on dock. I found that out, and it has to be touched by blight or something like that. But if we're all going for a plant, I feel that like that's overkill. So like, do you know what else is like in the hinterlands that we might need to like,
And Bull's looking at you. There's plenty in the hinterlands. There's demons, there's Venatori, there's goats that chase you.
Oh, no, not food.
Well, many of those goats often become food. So
That's back, okay.
So yeah.
Demons and that V word that I totally don't know what you said, so I'm not going to try to repeat it. But noted.
The Venatori are enemies. Haven't you been paying attention?
Totally. I pay attention in school.
School.
Yeah. No. I don't. This is why you're much better than I am. I'm just here to like, strike stuff. But if I can bring back information and they can, what's the word I'm looking for? Fill in the blanks, then we're good. Teamwork.
Did you so when you were educated by the Tamrasans before you left, before you left Saharan, where we're from, what job did they say you were good at?
Merchandising. I can lift stuff.
That's not merchandising. That's a big word for you.
Inventory.
So then, if you're good at inventory, why are you here?
Because I'm strong and I know how to swing this axe. And also, I'm pretty darn good at it if I get to the thick of it. There was like that blood ritual I went through, like, that thing. And,
The what ritual?
nothing.
We don't do blood magic.
I know we would never do blood magic. That feels sacrilegious.
And he just like narrows his one eye at you, like, ooh, this is gonna be a long report to the Ben Hasrith.
Nothing. I just wanted to make sure that you knew exactly what was happening. Demons, V words. That's all I need. Okay, bye.
Okay. All right. Well, and then you all wind up back at the stairs. Also, just $25 until we can do a giveaway of LogitechG Fitch, which Brian are wearing.
Ooh.
They're lovely. I have them myself. I just didn't want to mess with my audio setup before I had to do a stream. So just 25 measly dollars to donate to charity. Someone can win those.
Oh, they're invisible because they're green on the inside. It's fine.
Nice.
I forgot.
The inside is green, yes. So back to Skyhold. So it's you three, Inquisitor Fenris or Inquisitor Hawk, depending on how formal you're feeling. And Dorian is leaning against a sign that basically lets you're going into Skyhold, kind of waiting to see if Fenris will tell him to leave or not. And Fenris, for his part, is just like, I don't feel like arguing with you today. And Dorian can heal a little bit. Not by much, but he can heal. Oh, hello. And we did it! $500!
Let's go!
So, Streamlabs, if you want to start that giveaway, go for it. So, with that.
Oh.
Hey!
Hey, let's go.
Hey!
I just
Give us
don't. I'm
all
not
the
going to bring
money.
up art at that point. Apparently, just leave this up.
Ooh. Let's go.
Hey, give up that money. Thank you, Painting Pirate. Thank you, everyone who is donating. And yes,
Thanks, George.
Thank you. So we are almost at $600. So I'm gonna let Logitech handle the giveaway so I can get back to telling the story. So now there's 5 of you. There is you three, the Inquisitor, and Dorian. Bull has been given kind of a side missive to come look for you all if you're not back soon. Because it's the hinterlands. Anything could happen. Bears. I forgot to mention bears. There's plenty of bears. Did I mention bears?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
you're a big strapping lad. You
I'm not
can take
mad
on
at
a
that
bear.
one, but okay, sure.
Not those kind of bears.
That's true. We're leaving Bull, but that's right. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Wow. So,
Well.
I was gonna say it's a nice date. Because of the size of the group and because horses are hard to come by for the Inquisition currently, you all do walk, but it's not like Lord of the Rings, like you walk for 5 days before you get anywhere. It's like maybe the rest of the day until you get into the hinterlands proper, and then you find town. So you could rest for the evening and get a fresh start in the morning. I mean, you could also have dinner. You're not going to find Felandris in the dark, though, so...
I think starting off fresh in the
Yeah.
morning.
If we've already set out a ways and we've made some distance and it's dark, then we should probably make camp and
Yeah.
and get Navon some food because
Yes, please.
I mean, you stopped and had like road rations, but you didn't have a hot meal because you left shortly after breakfast.
Right.
it's the most important meal of the day. So
And since everyone recognizes the Inquisitor, you're given lovely accommodation. You are probably given better and fresher food than you normally would because you do have a canary with you and you do have a daily shelf with you, and we know that Thedas is not great when it comes to elves and the canary. So, Quinn, you being a human, they probably treated you better than they would have treated Sarah. But seeing Dorian, they also, between all of you, there's enough like respect given to the title and who you are to get you nice rooms. Navan and Quinn, do you want a room together? I mean, it is still an inn in a small town. It's not like you found a Hilton.
Yeah, whatever's easy. Yeah, no. Well, we stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so
The
we're
Days
basically
Inn.
experts. Yeah, not the Days Inn.
Wow.
Fun fact: I grew up with a family that was heir to the Days Inn. That was a weird thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so we would basically make the most reasonable accommodations.
Yeah.
If yeah, sharing works.
Okay, so Nazan and Quinn, you're in a room. Sarah, you have your own room. And then they give Dorian and the Inquisitor a big enough space where they can share. And you are kind of surprised at that because former Deventer slave, Deventer Altus. That's a weird friendship.
I mean, look, if they kill each other, then I guess we can go find the stuff on our own in the morning.
But if they kill each other, no one can close the rifts.
Well, maybe we'll bring back his hand. That might, maybe someone can do something with his hand.
Okay.
I don't know how magic works. A hole opened in the sky and now we're here. So
Yeah, that if you cut off his arm, that's not how it works. Actually, wait. If you play Trespass, you know exactly that's how it works. So
but we don't know that. Definitely not.
no, none of you know that. You are nowhere near Trespasser. So after you all get settled, you are able to freshen up. You're given a private room to dine in again because of the Inquisitor. So you have a little bit of private time to talk to Inquisitor, to Dorian, to each other, and the Inquisitor for someone who you've been told kind of hates everyone is actually being pretty cordial with you all. He does like clench his hand on occasion and make kind of a pain face, but quickly masks it. But the mark does bother him. If you
Sarah definitely observes it. I think Sarah has just like hesitant around the mark. Just it makes her feel on edge.
Yeah. So what would you like to do? Or is everyone going to eat and basically call it a night? Because you have walked quite a while.
I'm definitely eating.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. Like, just to, I think Quinn would ask the Inquisitor, do we have a way of detecting the Felandris, or are we merely searching based on what it looks like?
Well, we can. We're searching mostly by sight, but Dorian has given me this odd device. It sends out a some kind of pulse of light. I don't quite know how it works, but if I tap it on my gauntlet, it leaves like kind of a ring of light that searches out things.
That is very useful magic.
Yes. One of the few
Yes.
times you'll hear that.
I feel it has its purposes now and then, yes. Then that will at least make it easier. I mean, stumbling around in the forest and the underbrush and the wilds, and Brian forgets what kind of terrain the hinterlands is.
The hinterlands. Funny you should say that. I've got a map.
Hey, pew.
So we're going to
You
hide
like
that.
the map?
That would be the hinterlands.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Then
Marshy.
What'd you say?
Is it marshy?
No, not really marshy. It's just it's muddy. It's Ferelden. There's a lot of water.
Gotcha.
Well,
I don't know why in my head I was just picturing it was like winter, and I knew that was wrong. But then I was looking at the thing that makes sense. Okay.
then we are out here to hunt a plant. It's probably the
Yes.
weirdest job I've been given, but all right.
Well, I mean, we could hunt a plant, or there's bears, there's Venatori.
Demons! Sorry. I meant to tell you that, and I didn't get to tell you that. I was busy walking.
I know there's demons.
Oh. I
And
Have another plate. Have another plate.
yeah.
Yeah.
and you know, Nazan, since you said yelled there are demons, that freaks out some of the people because you are loud, so people hear you.
No. I mean, demands. Demands of
The Kyun.
food. You, no. Demands. We demand a tint. No, I'm just gonna keep. Where's the food?
Sarah keeps just putting food on.
Yeah, Quinn raises his voice a little bit, and yes, that your hunger is a demon, friend. We understand. Yes, that perhaps if the food were to arrive sooner, you would be in a much better state of mind.
Yeah.
Hunger being your demons.
Yes.
And Fenris and Dorian kind of look at each other and look at you three. And Dorian gives his best deviant look to all of you. I mean, he is nobility, at least when he's at home.
Yeah.
And he raises his glass of wine and is, you know, for someone who hates the South as much as he does, his Southern brethren, he definitely enjoys the wine and the food, though he won't admit it. But you know, Dorian is also kind of intrigued by you all. I have something about to fall off my desk and make all the noise. Got it. He's curious about you, especially you, Quinn. He finds you intriguing and charming.
Wouldn't be the first time that Quinn has heard that.
And he invites you to a private corner to discuss, the quaintness of Orlais and what brought you all the way south.
Oh.
And Sarah takes it as a moment to take her leave to go to bed.
Okay.
See, Sarah's smart. Like, we got to go in the morning, and Sarah's like,
gotta go.
I mean, you can say no.
No, it wouldn't do if, I mean, for someone who called the Inquisitor by name, it wouldn't do to simply say no. That would not be, as much as Quinn has gotten away from the game, that would still not be proper. So he does accept the invitation to talk. He's just still somewhat guarded.
All right, so you two can go off in your corner and discuss the differences between Orlais and Tevinter and the grand game, since you mentioned being away from the game. Nizan, what are you up to? Are you trying at all to placate the Inquisitor? Since it's just you and him now at this point.
Actually, yeah. There's a level of he definitely, has finished eating. Well, he has stopped eating. He has forced himself to stop eating because still got to sleep. And he as Quinn heads over and as Sarah heads up, there's definitely a moment of silence because this is awkward. But he says, "All right, Mr. Riss, lay it on me straight." I think, and he gets quiet because he knows that he's really loud at this point. He goes, "So you asked three kind of not your typical lot to go with you to get a plant that needs to be touched by some stuff. I'm not the smartest, I'm not the brightest, never said I was, never will claim to be. But I think you think something might go wrong. And if some people have to act in a certain way, you'd rather it be three randoms than three others, correct?
He leans back with his tankard of beer and just gives you an appraising look. It's not that I would throw away three random. I lived a long time in this shadow of the champion of Kirkwall. And I know capability when I see it. You don't have to be the smartest to be the best at what you do.
People the best said I had to be a little smart, and I tried to be. I tried, but numbers can be a lot.
Yeah. And he kind of leans in because it's just you two now in this room. Numbers and words are a lot, I know. But I'm not trying to get you all killed. I'm not trying to trick you. I've watched you three in the field. I've watched you how you interact. You're a good team. And this should be simple. I mean, we're just getting a plant, right?
Yeah, we're just getting a plant, a blighted plant.
It'll be blighted later.
Oh, see, didn't register that. Okay, this makes more sense.
Yeah.
Plant.
But there are people that want to kill me. There are people that might want to kill our prisoner.
So
The
if that
V
happens-
words, the V words I heard you say.
Yeah,
They
the
they
Vs.
really they want me dead.
So I will make sure that you don't die. That is what I'll do.
And he just pats you on the shoulder, kind of condescendingly, like, okay.
He's super happy.
He just and not the hand with the mark in it, but his other hand. He lets it start glowing, and you notice there are now lines showing under his armor that are glowing. He has activated his Larian marking. And his hand that he's holding up has gone incorporeal. And, as just like a show, he sticks his hand through the table and pulls it back out before he dims his marking.
I would like to learn how to do that one day.
Unless you want your body carved up by a madman, you don't.
I'm going to take that as my leave. You'll have a wonderful night. Thank you so much, Mr. Riss. We'll be ready in the morning.
Fenris, it is Fenris. It is not Mr. It is either Fenris, or if I'm angry with you, Inquisitor Hawk.
I will try my best to remember that.
But I'm not angry with you. I like you.
Yay! He's gonna do like a super excited little wee, and then he's gonna start to run off. He's gonna run right back, grab that plate, and then go off to his room.
Oh my god. Quickly, in the interest of time and or RP, do you want to have a bit of your conversation with Dorian, or do you want to just let that have happen?
I'm fine with letting that have happened. Long and short, Quinn will happily talk about Orlais and the game, but it clearly bores him. He's moved on and is trying to find something else in life, but everyone keeps asking him about Orlais.
Orlais. I can't do it.
I know,
I can't
right?
say it.
Orlais, or no.
See, you did better than me. I can't even do that much. All right, I will take us out of our map, by the way, until we'll some done. So everyone has an uneventful night. Dorian is sad, but understands you're in the field. You can't always get what you want. And, everyone is awake with the sun. The inn once more, make sure that you all have a great meal and fun. Like, not fun, but they don't want the Inquisitor to be unhappy with her, put it that way. And you all leave, and you've been given kind of not a map, but kind of a field guide to herbology for the area by one of the people in the inn once they they just they like were totally fanboying at the Inquisitor in the few minutes he left the room left the room you all ate in until he got to his room. And in that moment, they were like, they wanted to share their treatise on herbology with him. And it actually was useful. They have like a crude hand-drawn map of the hinterlands and I've circled where you can find certain herbs and spices. Herbs and plants. Yes, herbs.
Herbs and Bohemians.
Yes. You walk that right
You're
in.
wrong for that. You're wrong for that.
And yeah, you are headed toward where this accurate hand-drawn map of this area of the hinterlands is leading you to get some Felandris. However, because it is Dragon Age, because you're in the hint, you will get no peace.
You will get no peace. It's the scariest thing I think I've heard all week.
It's Black History Month. We need some peace.
I mean,
Look, 5 brown people in one spot. You know something had to kick off.
True.
But he's like, bye. Unfortunately, you have found a rift.
oh no.
Oh yes, you have found a rift, and milling around by the rift is a bear. Yeah, it's a bear.
I'm a bear.
Hey, bear.
Are you trying to talk to the bear?
No. Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to avoid the bear.
Well, you said "Hey, bear," so I'm like, are you trying to get the bear's attention?
Oh.
You know, I was tempted to take animal handling. I didn't. I was tempted to.
The thing is, I have animal handling at a master level, so I could maybe avoid the bear, but the bear's just doing bear stuff.
The bear's doing bear stuff. Your bigger issue right now is the pulsing green crystal, about 6 feet, 7 feet sky. That is casting green clouds and green light all around you. And you know the demons that you yelled about, Zahn?
Yeah.
You got some. This is how you get demons.
I was gonna say, like, this whole sky hole green thing looks familiar, so this is bad news.
It is, and as you come across the pulsing crystal, you actually hear Fenris make a yelp of pain, and you have not heard him yell or complain, even though the mark in his hand is clearly bothering him. And you notice his markings start to flicker erratically.
Oh no.
So Dorian actually kind of tries to help him up. There's a rift in front of you. The bear for now is doing its bear thing. There are demons, so I'm going to need you all. Roll a d20 because I'm going to make this easy on all of us. Roll a d20 and give me your initiative. Even though that's not how initiative works in this game. I'm cheating.
So we get just a D20?
D20 and then give me your... Oh, what is it? Because I have a character sheet up. If you have a dexterity bonus, or give me add your dexterity score and give me those numbers. And I will roll that for Dorian and Fenris.
Do we do it in Roll20?
No, just if you have a d20 handy.
Okay, I do.
Because I don't think
So
it'll...
D20 plus your dex score. Gotcha.
Correct. And just so you all know, that is absolutely not how it works in this game. I'm just making it easy on myself. Okay, so Fenris has an 8.
Dex score? Okay.
Yeah, so whatever the number is by your dexterity, add that to your roll.
I have 24 then.
We're likely going first. I need to roll for the demons, but that can wait a second. CB, what'd you get?
23. The D20 is very nice to me. It was a 20 on the D20.
And Quinn.
15.
All right. Dorian did not roll well. I'm gonna to do one roll for 3 demons. Ooh, the demons did not do well either.
Yeah.
Yeah, the demons are not having a good day.
See, they ain't saved. That's why.
Not saved.
Wow. They have not heard the good word of the chantry, is what you're saying.
Yo, Logitech is gonna be like, never again with these one. Never again.
So Sarah, you go first. You spy one rage demon, which basically is like walking molten lava, and 2 not despair, because we don't know what despair demons look like. Actually we do. They're frightening. 1 despair demon, and 1 little demon that's just shooting ice at you. You can't figure out what it is exactly. I forget what those things are called. But there's you have a pick 3 of demons.
I'm gonna do rock armor.
All right, and what does that do?
Rock armor. The actual description is your skin becomes as hard as stone, giving you an armor rating 4. The spell normally lasts for 1 hour, but its duration can be extended for additional MP spent beyond the first 3. The spells that remain in effect for another hour, maximum of 6 hours. You can only cast this on yourself.
Okay, and that's your action for this round?
Yeah.
All right. Don, what are you doing?
All right. So I would like to how I could do a major action and minor action. I would like to let me just make sure I'm doing this correctly. Because new system, my apologies. I think seeing the demons, I would like to I'm gonna kick this off because we need to. How far away are they from me?
They can be within striking distance very easily.
Great.
And so if you do roll, it should show up on the dice roller.
Yeah.
And it's 3d6.
That's the damage. I gotta do the roll, which I believe is you're my strength, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, great. So I'm going to look at Sierra and look at Quinn and look at everybody and just go, yeah! And I'm going to run forward and attempt to strike at one of these demons. As a 14 total.
There we go. Oh, it's not showing. Dag nabbit. Good job, dice roller. That will hit it though.
Oh, amazing. I am a master level with my 2-handed style, so we're gonna do this first and see how I like it. I don't mind that. So that is 18 points of damage, potentially. They are moved 2 yards from me as I strike them very hard. And then just want to make sure. And that is what I will do. And I will stay there just to make sure that I'm in their face. And there I go. No one hits Fenris.
Speaking of Fenris, it is his turn. I'm going to roll. I'm rolling physical dice because I don't have Fenris's character sheet imported because I'm smart. Ooh, Fenris. Oh, this is dope. I get stun points. I got 15. So, I have 5 points. So, I'm going to use dual strike, which your attack is so strong it affects 2 targets. First, pick a secondary target, and then they must be adjacent to you if you're using a melee weapon or within 6 yards. If you're using a missile weapon. So, he has a ridiculous attack because he is like lethal. He's like lethal. Mm-hmm. So his strength. So that is a 22 damage on 2 of the demons. The Despair Demon, just, it's huge. So he does a lot of damage to it, but he didn't quite take it out. He did put a little hurting on the Rage Demon, but He did not take them both out. After he does these attacks, he actually tries to get clear so he can use the mark in his hand to start closing the rift. And that's what he's going to be doing for most of the fight, unless demons get next to him. Quinn, you are up.
I think, let's see here. Is the bear still there?
The bear is kind of like stunned / what is all this? I was minding my bear business. Like I was foraging. I don't know what happened, man. I'm just sitting here like trying to get some grass.
Look, aren't we all sometimes just okay? All right. As long, well, I was gonna think about like now.
Are you gonna try to talk to the bear?
I'm not gonna talk to the bear. That's not a thing that like humans can talk to bears. That's not what humans do. But if the bear was in the way, I was gonna maybe think about using animal handling to try and like train the bear to not train the bear, but to essentially get the bear to think that the demons are the biggest threat.
I mean, you can still try it. There is that little demon that's just shooting ice randomly, not randomly, but it's trying to kit you all with these beams of ice magic.
I think, yeah, I'm going to move closer, move an action to move closer to the bear, and Quinn is a ranger at the master level, so should be able to, if I figure this out again, use animal handling to lure / train, and I believe it is a TN13 animal handling test.
Okay, go for it.
Let's see here. Do I just click that?
You made it.
Nice. So yeah, Quinn is essentially kind of going and not doing like the bear whisperer thing, but it is like you do see Quinn like making like this kind of guttural noise and this whistle, and the bear's attention heads towards the little ice shooting. Now I can't remember the name of the demon. The little annoying one.
Yeah,
okay.
I can't name the demon either. I know what it's actually called, but
right, like and yeah, it's just going to try to get the bear to charge because nobody wants to be hit by ice while they're out in the hinterlands.
No, or bears, either way, but
yeah. So whatever you would see as a charging damage of wall of bear.
Okay. Should I roll damage for the bear? Or is it just gonna like jump on this little demon and start chomping?
I'm trying to think. It would probably make a swipe. So what would a bear's? I probably can't get to the part in the book fast enough.
I don't know off the top of my head. I will roll for the bear.
Roll for the bear.
I'm going to say if it gets 10 or more, it did succeed in its attack.
Just a little swipe at the demon. Just a little humongous bear paw swipe at the demon. Go ahead. You got this.
The bear did well. It just got 10 and it got a 2 on its stunt die. So you also get to knock the demon prone. Any character making a melee attack against a prone foe gains a +1 bonus. So if anyone goes after this prone demon, you get a +1 on your attack. But the bear basically has gone thump, and is kind of holding this demon down for y'all. They're holding you lightweight.
Bless.
It is now Dorian Pavis's turn, which I'm glad I have this book. I have Faces of Thedas because I did not have time to write him a character sheet. Also, shout out to Green Ronin for making this because otherwise, no canon characters.
I really like this system. It's just fun. I like just all the
once I get the
they have
once I get the hang of it, and once I understand like all of the things you add. When I was leveling up the character, it was amazing. Like these characters really grow in power quickly. It's nice.
Also, this is not the Dorian we get in the game. Goodbye. Picture.
Is that the Dorian we got on Wish? I don't.
No, it's the Dorian that is in the lore book, but not the actual Dorian, because that's not what he looks like. But just pretend this is his field gear. So, Dorian is very strong in magic, and he's about to try to flash fry this because he is a necromancer. He's going to try to take out the despair demon with basically with walking bomb.
Ooh, Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wolf.
Okay.
Yeah. The Despair Demon is not having a good day. Oh. Well, because you need two. One to see if you hit and one to see if it activated. Well, the Despair Demon's not having a good day, y'all. Dorian just yells at you all to duck before you are covered in demon guts and viscera.
I don't think I duck.
So you're now covered in demon goo.
Probably. Ah!
You're covered in demon goo. Good job.
I'm not sharing a room with him at the next inn.
Well, hopefully if you finish this fight and find Felandris, you can go find somewhere to take a bath. It is now the demon's turn. The one that is prone by the bear is just there. The rage demon, however, is still roaming freely since no one has attacked it yet. I'm gonna roll for the rage demon. The rage demon did not. Let's see, 2, 3, 5. Does a 14 hit any of you in terms of armor?
Is it defense or is it armor?
I'm sorry, defense.
Yes.
No.
Sarah.
Sorry, I thought my character sheet went blank. I've been having so many issues with mine. What was it?
Is there a number for defense or armor?
Armor is 12.
Okay, so you do take a hit from the almost said desire demon. That's a whole different fight.
Oh wait, but I get +4 right from stone skin.
You are correct. So then, yes, it does save.
I do get it because I only have a armor rating of 10, I believe, with my plate, and my defense is only 13. Unless I've done that completely wrong. Pretty sure that's correct though.
That's fine.
Yeah, hit me.
Oh yeah.
I'll survive.
So, you're strong. You can take this quick lash of fire as the rage demon swipes at you with its claws. You're a little singed, but you're okay. It was just a flesh wound.
You're next.
Basically. And
Maybe it singed off some of the demon guts though. Maybe that's
or made them
barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're back at the top. Sarah, there is the rage demon, which has now attacked your friends. The ice demon is still being held down by the bear. And well, the despair demon, the despair demon is now exploded guts. So there is one fiery demon approaching you.
I would like to attack it with Winter's Grasp.
All right. Roll anything over a 14 will hit the demon.
And I'm doing that with my, as you told me, the 2d6s, right?
3d6.
3. Okay.
And the one that is off color is your stunt die.
Okay.
So it is 3d6 your ability score, so your so 3d6 plus magic. And if you have a focus in that spell, you add another 2.
So I have 10. My stunt die is 1.
Okay.
And then.
Okay. So your other 2 die, what did you roll on those?
6 and a 4.
Okay, so you don't get any stunt points, but between that number and your magic, because I believe your magic have a 6, you should hit the D.
Okay. I don't know if my character sheet is working. I'm like trying to interact with it.
Let me see.
I've been having issues.
Oh, if I change it though, it'll show your character sheet if I can't.
Okay. No worries.
But suffice to say, you have hit the demon with ice. It is now a frozen shambling mount. Well, not shambling anymore. It is frozen. Basically, yes, as Quinn is displaying for us. So you can Because you froze it solid and it cannot respond, you or Nazar can take another. You can take another strike, or Nazar can take a strike.
Nazar, you want this one?
You see him like breathing very, very heavily, indicating, yeah, you could tell he wants to pummel.
You got this one, bud.
Yeah,
Because
it's gonna be a
you
gimme because it's frozen solid.
Oh, even better. Then I'm gonna kind of flavor it a little bit because you see something when maybe his veins pulse a little bit, especially in his neck. You see his eyes kind of like flare a little bit. As I'm going to activate my one of my abilities as a Reaver.
Okay.
I'm gonna take 1d6 points of damage. I'm going to be doing a little bit more damage to this creature as I want to weaken them and hurt them as much as possible. But I am going to attack, and I actually think I did something wrong on my attack. It should have been a +8 because I have the axis focus. And yeah, 21 probably hits.
How much? 21.
21 to hit.
Yeah, and it's a gimme because the demon is a chunk of ice.
Totally fair. Then that is.
But it probably looks so cool.
16 plus, and if I do this correctly, let me just look at one quick thing. That was gonna be an expert strike. I'm sorry, so I'm gonna take a -3 penalty to the attack to add +3 to this damage. So it's 19 plus 1d. I mean, you can roll a d6 over here. 2 plus what's my willpower? 5. So 24 points of damage to this creature.
Describe what it looks like when you shatter this demon into tiny bits.
It is definitely a almost like a leap in the air as he pulses and screams out and comes straight down, cleaving him from here, from seam to seam. Almost akin to a certain individual that me and you watched today. That I won't spoil. That's all I'm gonna say. But comes down and strikes and just splits in half. Ah!
And you're covered in like, well, the weird thing is the combination of the other demon's guts, but then the heat that comes out gives you a nice steam facial after you kill this thing. Look, it was covered in ice. It's now been split open. The ice and the lava went together. Now you're getting a steam facial. I make the rules.
Oh, 100%. And he like turns back and I did it, Mr. Race.
Oh, God. Speaking of Mr. Press.
So you're welcome for this, sis. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Cool.
Just so you know, this is. So I'm going to go back and make so many clips out of this. It is now actually Fenris's turn. I'm just going to roll to make sure that he actually was not interrupted trying to close the rift, because the last creature to fight is that demon that was spewing ice at you all. Okay, he succeeded. He is still focused on closing the rift. When it is you, and that is the bear and this demon that is still prone, and you get a +1 because it's prone if you attack it.
Okay, then yeah. It's gonna make a ranged attack against this poor demon.
It should have stayed where it was.
I really like. I mean, I don't know if it had a choice, but I was like, you look, a hole opens, and you just kind of go through it, and then you're somewhere else. It's fine. So yeah, that's gonna be a ranged attack with a crossbow. So
Okay.
I roll to hit and then roll damage.
Yeah, but you would get an automatic hit because it's prone. It can't go anywhere. It can't dodge. It's under a bear. It's not going anywhere.
That's fair. Okay. In that case, then it can take this. It can take this smoke, and you said it's a +1 to that, so that's 11 points of damage because it gets the prone.
All right, you have poked this demon that's already got a bear on top of it, and you hear like the ice that's been trying to form start cracking because it's trapped under a bear. and it's still there. It's stuck. It's having a real bad day. But you know what? Because it's a fun charity stream, I'm gonna give you another shot because Dorian is preoccupied with making sure that nothing attacks Fenris so you can close the rift. So the demon doesn't get a turn anyway, it's prone. Tell me, how would you like to do this?
For another attack, if it's not doing well and the bear still has it pinned, then at that point Quinn would take out his short sword and kind I don't know, like he already took a shot at it with the bow, so he's really going to um just kind of run around the side because he wasn't sure if it was going to be able to do anything because demons are not really his expertise. He's a scout. He doesn't really do this, but he's going to take the short sword out. And if it's not being able to get out from under the bear or freezing the bear, he's going to take a short sword out and just kind of go for the head and just take another good old swing at it.
Yeah, I mean, with it being prone, you've already stabbed it with a crossbow bolt and being because I don't know who's seen a bear. Bears are massive. These are like prehistoric bears in the hinterlands. That demon ain't going nowhere. So you have wiped out this demon. How do you take its head? Please tell us what that looks like.
It gets like he gets in close and he kind of sees and he almost thinks about like the blade against the ice of this demon, and instead he kind of holds the hilt of it and comes down on the demon's head, basically kind of encouraging the cracks from the crossbow bolt. And so it's less of a slash and more of a bit of a smash.
Okay.
Maybe learning a little bit from Navon over there.
Okay.
And yeah, because I don't know if ice demons turn into water and reform, so he's just smashing smashing its face to try and disperse it.
Yeah, it doesn't turn to ice. It bleeds a lot.
I wasn't expecting that, but it's dead though, so it's fine.
It's dead. Well, the bear drags off the corpse. You help. Look, bears eat anything. The bear is like, I was minding my business, and now, well, I guess I got food.
See, I'm helping, and I'm sure that bears eating demon meat is not going to cause any future problems here in the hinterlands. We should probably find the Felandris and go.
I was about to say that.
I'm sure it's fine. This is totally fine.
I'm taking notes in case we ever do this again, right?
So, storyteller, how's Fenris doing? How's the Inquisitor? How's it doing?
You will actually see Fenris is being held up by Dorian because the mark affects his brands, the lyrium brands, and he's standing barely, and you see him put his hand out, and green energy comes out and connects with this rift, and you see it like, like those cage toys you can get from the museum where they shape and do all the weird stuff. It looks like that, but it's all green energy, and then you hear just the and it closes, and there's just silence, like the creepy it's too quiet kind of silence. Now that this thing is gone, the demons are mush, and there is loot to pick up. You find some loot, you find some money, and
Is
then
he in pain? Is he wincing in pain anymore?
oh, he is trying so hard to mask the fact that closing that rift took it out of him. But you again, you see little flashes of light as his markings are going erratically, and he like is holding his hand to his chest while Dorian tries to like keep him standing, but he is like at a point where he's like, that was rough. That was worse than it should have been. So he's just sitting there like not rocking, but he's not doing okay.
Would you like me to carry you? I can.
So his pride will not let you carry him.
Will his fatigue let Navon carry him?
Well, it's weird. It's like he's fatigued, and basically Dorian kind of looks at you over his shoulder, like gives you like that 1 minute.
Like, is he just a mess but on his feet kind of thing?
Kind of.
Okay.
And Dorian not so subtly. I mean, this is going to be a thing when they talk next time, but Dorian not so subtly casts sleep on him. And, like kind of gently gives him over to Navan. Because Fenris is hard-headed and is not telling anyone how badly the rift mark is affecting him.
So how do we find
Mr. Ish?
I think as Dorian hands him over to Navan, Quinn's gonna get the book that like basically those very helpful people. He's gonna get that treatise, and hold on a second to see if I am doing this right. I'm sorry, I quickly need to look up something. Is going to maybe try to use searching. Let's see, I'm sorry. I have observation as a talent, but my focus, I also have a focus in searching to find things that are hidden or obscure at perception, but wants to try and use the drawing and maybe, I also, also lifts the, not that Quinn has sticky fingers, it's just that they knocked out. So, also gets the device to see if he can make it work.
Oh, the ping,
Sorry, I'm sorry. I need like the.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was about to get my controller to do the same. So
make it work. Yeah, like I realize this is not exactly above board, but the Inquisitor is out, and we have a mission to do.
Yes.
And Dorian actually kind of waves his hand over it to make sure that it'll respond to you. And you tap it, and you hear that dumb noise, the ding that goes out around you. And about 100 meters off, you see a quick flash showing there is something to pick up. You've already like picked up the money and the weapons and things that have come from fighting the demons. So about 100 yards ahead of you, there's something that the device has picked up.
Yeah. Yeah, Quinn points it out and says there is something. Hopefully it's what we need so that we can go home, and starts leading the rest of them towards the where the flash happened.
Just be careful. Because I have let me go back to I think the thing you put there for me gone.
Mm-hmm.
Cipher. Knowledge. You put it on my character sheet the other day.
Oh. You have like knowledge, like
I was gonna say because with this plant, the veil is thin. So just to be careful. I was gonna tell the party just to be careful.
with Felandris?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Quinn just pulls out some gloves and hopes that leather gloves are enough, because that's the best he's got.
I mean, that's what you start out with, and you have to pick elf fruit like it's your job. So, all right, you give it one more tap because the signal does fade until you get a little closer, and you do see some scraggly looking plants. Do any of you remember what the Felandris look?
Yes.
Do they
thank you, Logitech, for the.
Do they kind of look like weird, thick, grayish, kind of almost
like dying aloe
antler things? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like dying aloe.
Is it big or small?
You don't put it on duck.
Thank you.
I've learned
so much.
Is it a large like growth, or is it smallish?
It's a full grown Felandris plant, so there's like 4 stalks.
Okay. Then yeah, Quinn will like tentatively grab one with gloved hands just to see if anything happens. Like,
and Dory just
like
looks
no
at you
hole
like,
shows up and demons show up again, and no sky holes with the green stuff come out. Like, okay, it's just a plant. Got it.
Dory
okay.
just looks at you as like, it's a plant, Quinn. It is not going to attack you.
Look, Navan already jinxed it by yelling demons at the inn, and you see where we are now, so I'm just trying to be a little careful.
Look, it's just a plant. I'll help you pick some more of it. We should get back to that inn before he wakes up.
Yeah. I guess for
A-
my own sake, I'm just gonna do a might roll just to see. I'm sure I'll be fine.
A look
Just-
of amusement also passes over Quinn's face,
Yeah.
thinking about the Inquisitor waking up. But
And
you're right. No,
in
you're right.
Navon
You're right.
in
You're right.
Navon's arms.
I'm not sure how Navon, if Navon's doing like,
Oh no,
baby
it's
cuddle,
totally like
or
it's
if,
totally like it's
Oh,
carrying him like
So you're not even fireman carrying, you're like holding him like a blushing bride.
Yep.
oh, I love this for us.
This is the moment I wish I could draw. So
It's like
you-
there.
you do, excuse me, you make it back to the inn that you stayed overnight in, and then the owner's like, ah, no, what, kind of like, oh no, what happened to the Inquisitor? What did you do to him?
He's just sleeping. Don't worry.
And they give you basically the same room that you had the night before, so you can lay Fenris out. And Dorian kind of is pacing around. He's bundling up the Felandris, Fenris's sword.
Phalanges.
A lot going on,
Phalanges.
yeah.
There's many words that sound similar in this world. And he's got it bundled up like kind of in cloth and making sure that it doesn't dry out as much as he can, because where you are now, you're about maybe a 6-hour walk, but a 2-hour ride by horse.
Did we need it? Oh, did it need to be like cared for on the way?
No, but like any plant you cut, you want to make sure like the roots stay a little moist until you get it where you're.
Yeah, I thought we were. Quinn was going like
Oh,
under like underneath,
like you pulling
and,
weeds.
like the whole plant. I didn't.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just picking off a
Okay.
basil leaf. Like, no, it's the plant.
Okay, so you
said,
went all in.
You said get the plant. We're coming back with the plant.
We got the roots too.
Sometimes you got to put a root on them, you know.
Oh my god. So you have managed to get the Felandris. Nobody's is hurt except maybe the Inquisitor because he's hard headed.
I got took a little damage, but not much.
Yeah.
I mean, you may have taken 1 or 2 points. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was a rage demon. It could have been much worse. You could have been fricasseed. Yeah, rage demons are just fire. They're full of fire. And the innkeeper, doesn't want any trouble. He doesn't want anyone to think the Inquisitor came to harm in his establishment. So he actually gives you all a horse and a cart to get back.
That is so very kind of you. We will make sure to tell everyone that this is a fantastic way station and how well you took care of the Inquisitor.
So the Chantry board will get 5-star review.
Yes, I will scream it to everyone I can tell. Perhaps it will make them yelp.
And with that, I dropped my dice. I hate you. I actually did drop it. I have no idea where it went. Luckily, I don't think we have to roll anymore today. So you get back to Skyhold, and on the way, like as you're kind of coming in and the horse is pulling the cart in, Fenris starts to wake up.
Good morning, sleepyhead.
Hello.
Wait, is that what you say to him?
No.
No, you said it. No, you said it.
Okay, well then, there it is.
And he just like opens his eyes because you finally notice his eyes are like very bright green. Not like the mark in his hand, but like that forest green, and they're very like, oh hi. Said to me, I'm sure it's not morning.
What time is it? Is it morning?
Yeah, then.
Oh no, it's about to be the dinner bells.
Yeah.
Oh, we've gone the horse ride back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I said whatever you believed I said.
Be glad I need you. And he like sits up and like rubs his face, and he's just like, was it you or was it Pavis?
It was not me.
Pavis is Dorian's last name.
Oh.
I promise I didn't hit you in your noggin.
And he just like looks at you. He's like, yeah, I know what that feels like, unfortunately. And he gets up. He's a little wobbly, and Dorian helps him up the stairs because it's a lot of stairs for someone who just like got put to sleep unwillingly. And he actually turns to you, Quinn. He's like, go to the dungeons and make sure that Anders gets that, and that Dorian goes with you later to start the experiment tomorrow morning. Is late. I think I'm just gonna. He's not okay. Like between the exhaustion of the fight and sleep spell, he's not okay. And Dorian's just like, wait for me. Discuss this over dinner. It's too late to start any work now. And he goes and puts Fenris in his quarters because Fenris, being hard-headed, ain't doing nothing else today. He's going to sleep. For real. And you all have your Felandris. No one died and no one was hurt. And that's where we're going to call it.
Yay, we got plants.
We got
Yes.
plants.
Hey.
We got demons. We got
And
duck.
we raised almost $400.
Hey,
that's the real win.
That's it.
And we started at 300. We're at 655 at the end of the stream. So thank you, everybody who donated.
Thank you.
And should we get the chance to do this, or if Logitech has us back, we can see what happened with that Felandris.
I'm sure it's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Have you
cool.
met-
Especially the bear.
The bear's fine. The bear went and got his demon snack on. It's good for now.
Okay.
For now.
Quinn will not be taking the next scouting roster to the hinterlands. Like Harding, send me somewhere else.
I'm good.
I just saw
good.
that. I just
I
saw
can
the
go to the
hinterlands. I'm
beach.
good. Yeah, like
Scout Harding is she's already in the tavern. She's getting her drink on. And Dorian invites you to the tavern that is in Skyhold to celebrate the first mission of what he thinks may be many, and also to maybe possibly get to know Quinn a little better.
here we go again.
Look, I wouldn't say no, but that's me. But yeah, that's what we did. We did it. It was 2 hours of chaos, but fun. I hope you all didn't mind chasing a plant.
I love it. I love it.
When the demon showed up, I was like, oh no.
Look,
oh, no.
Look, you couldn't get out of this without one fight. It's me. Y'all are the most conflict avoidant players I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, I built a character for combat. Not for combat, but I built a character that's really good at it. But I was like, you know what? He's just going to be himbo. And what happens.
I actually built this character able to fight. I just, it's sort of, they also turned into being able to talk. But I was like, but we can draw, we can shoot things. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I like that I got to train a bear. I was like, yeah, you go do the thing. Go.
You might run across that bear at some other point. Maybe that bear will remember you. You fed it.
I hope it does, and I hope it is not part demon.
And I love about this because I just love Dragon Age so much. So it's the lore that draws me in.
And it's you all let me have Fenris as Inquisitor, so thank you. And with that, we're gonna do outros. I don't know if we're gonna raid anybody, but it's Friday. It's 7. It's time for me to have dinner. So we're gonna go reverse order. I'm gonna go back to our other screen. We're gonna go reverse order. Confetti, who are you? Where can we next find you?
Hi again. I am MiladyConfetti. I'm MiladyConfetti on all social media platforms. I am on every single one of them, minus Snapchat. I play a lot of horror games. I'm in cozy games right now. I am playing through Resident Evil 2 for the first time, and it has been the most anxiety-inducing experience, but it's been very fun. So we are going to hopefully be completing that next week, and then moving on to Resident Evil 3. But I'm having a lot of time on that. So if you would like to join in on that, you can catch me going live next week playing Resident Evil 2 and doing a bunch of stuff for Black History Month.
Awesome. CB.
Hey, yes, my name is Omega Jones, also known as CriticalBard. CriticalBard across all social media channels except for Tumblr. I don't have a Tumblr. I used to though. As far as what I'm doing, I do way too much, as we all do. You can catch me on Mondays on youtube.com/realmsmith for Into the Mist campaign, which is a Curse of Strahd campaign where I play a really cute satyr druid named Noggins. You can catch me, just a lot of places. I can't even name them all. I do professional GM work on Start Playing, so you can go to Start Playing games. something like that, and request me to run a game for you if you want. Because I'm also a GM. And yeah, it's Black History Month, so I'm doing a lot of stuff as well, as we all are. You can hear a voice I think I just did with Dead by Daylight, and I'll be also. I am officially going to finally start a Dragon Age Inquisition campaign the stream on my channel because I need to. So that's me. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate all of you.
Brian.
Hi, I am Brian. I am Urban Bohemian, and I am Urban Bohemian on all of the social media platforms except for TikTok, where it's something else. And then I'm on Snapchat and I'm on Tumblr, so I'm pretty much everywhere. You can catch me on my own Twitch channel here on Saturdays and Sundays and Tuesdays. This weekend, I'm probably going to grab some Steam demos, and then we're going to hop into Destiny. Uber Strategist sent out a lovely PR thing for Destiny, so we're going to look at that on stream this weekend. And let's see, coming up next weekend, I'm going to be participating in Draw for Charity. I believe I'm going to be doing golf with your friends for a bunch of people. We're going to be raising money next weekend. And then later this month, well, it's not really online. I'm going to be speaking at a panel here in DC. Tiltify invited me and Poopwitchx to talk about working with influencers for charity campaigns. And Sundays, you can catch me on Rivals of Waterdeep, twitch.tv/Rivals of Waterdeep at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're in season 15, and we're having a great time where you can see me and Tanya.
And I've been your GM, the manufacturer of all these shenanigans. And also, this was all homebrew and off the cuff. I made very little plans. So my being a Dragon Age nerd paid off for once in my life. It actually got me somewhere. I am on Rivals of Waterdeep with Brian. I share my own channel. I do everything from mini painting, just chatting, variety. Variety lately has been going all the way back to the beginning of Dragon Age and playing Dragon Age Origins, and now I'm on the DLC Awakenings. And playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 in anticipation of the full release of the game. So yeah, tomorrow, some point, maybe more Awakenings, I don't know. I'm probably going to try to sleep in for once in my life. But this has been great. Thank you for running around with me. Thank you, LogitechG, for having us. Happy Black History Month. And again, somebody hit that donate button so we can get more donations in. You can donate whether or not we're live, whether someone's on the LogitechG channel. I believe the goal is $1,000, so let's try to hit that before the end of February. Don't go anywhere. We're actually going to go raid Data Dave. I'm not sure what Dave is playing today, but he is on. He is also a Logitech partner. And hey, it's Black History Month. Let's go raid other Black folks.
And a huge thank you to Tanya for producing while also running this whole thing while also pulling story out of her head. So big thank you for that. Thanks for having us. We definitely have to do this again.
Yes, so Logitech, just let us know when and where, because there's more story to tell in this wacky universe. So we've started to pull together out of thin air hopes and dreams. But yes, I'm hitting the ending screen. We're gonna go raid Data Dave. Go say hi, and give him a Fenris raid. If you're my sub, you have a Fenris emote. So see you later. Thanks, y'all.